Okay, guys, I'm running a little bit late with the Coach's Kitchen live stream over there. We were cooking meatballs in front with using organic beef from scratch with gravy from scratch over rice and stuff. And so I got to go eat, but I'll be back in a few minutes. And so Delane and send me an email and let me know what your challenge is. Yeah, because you've been here before. I recognize your name. And Frederick, yeah, we'll talk when I get back. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Y'all go to the website, ponder, tell people to get their ass over here. I know whatever the hell you do. Go make a drink or go outside and hang out with your grandma for a while if she smokes stuff from the dispensary. I'll be back in a minute. I'm almost ready, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm having some, I guess you could call it technical difficulties because I moved around too much in front of the camera while the camera was on. What I should have done was shut the camera off at first when I wasn't going to. And then when I turned the camera on, I go, oh, Lord. Okay, so, you know, if you're willing to do whatever it takes, then we're gonna figure out a way to get it done. So that's where we're at now. You guys should just probably turn me on and let it set for 20, 30 minutes because YouTube's been like jacking me around and shadow banning me. And then they also, I heard, and this is my opinion, I heard that they unsubscribe your subscribers so that when you go live with stuff that they don't want, when you go live with stuff that the attorneys who run all the corporations that are connected together, in my opinion, to throw your ass under the bus, and they work together. Okay, sorry. Pro Se Lawsuit Center School. I still got the school on there because you learn how to do this yourself. And one of the reasons why I'm an asshole about that, and I'm just gonna be open with you and just tell you, okay, because I like to just communicate. I studied communications and I studied some other stuff, but that was what I got the degree in. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw it on tape. If you don't learn if you don't learn the words, if you don't learn the words, you won't be able to use the right words when they communicate with you on Zoom or in emails or on the phone or whatever. Okay, you won't. If you don't learn the words to use, it's all about the words. People tell them, oh, the case law, is this state, is this... Well, nobody asked me if it's federal. Most people ask me if it's, well, a couple. Most people, oh, this is not to my state. No, because state statute is not valid codes or whatever. Okay, so in pro se legal, whatever the hell you want to call it, in this video, we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the new lawsuit. I call it a package because something could be added to it if it needs to be, from the real-time feedback from, well, right now Julie's the only one. And I'm the head for so I don't do this for everybody, but this is what I'm doing right now. While I do stuff for family, and she's in the group that's categorized as family, sub-family. Okay, so y'all work with me here. Okay, the cool thing about this for me working with her is that she invested in the premium package. She invested in the mortgage package a year ago or so, some time ago. And she's been, and I seen stacks and stacks and a paperwork that they've been after her since 2012, that, whatever. 2009. That's my story. Wait, when did she sign? Because when you sign the mortgage lien, it's when it all started for you in the toilet, for everybody. Okay? Because after you sign that lien, and look at it this way, if you wasn't, if there were several people who owned property, all of those people have to be present to sign that mortgage, right? Yep. So the fact that they accepted your signature on it proves to me that you owned it already and I smell stink. Okay. Okay, but when they get to the foreclosure part, the illegal, uh, well, wait, it was illegal at the gate when you signed. They did some shady crap and stamped paid to the order on it and turned it into a security processor through the Federal Reserve for electronic credits, which is what they're saying is the loan, is the mortgage loan. It was never any loan. As a matter of fact, Modern Money Mechanics, a publication put out by some people way smarter than me about the fracking banking system, and that's what they call it. Well, they said that these banks get 9 times the amount that went into a demand deposit account. Okay, sorry. I'm getting just let me stay focused. Okay. So anyway, so I'm helping this young person. I started helping her whole family. Well, I started helping her family. And there were more than one person. And over the years, well, now there's just one person. Well, excuse me, there's 2 people. One person's name is Neil, and Neil is the one that has the same disorder that I have, and I learned from my and Neil don't believe in giving up. So that's where we're at. And it's kind of funny because this package that I got put together right here, I was gonna call the condition. Because when you go down there, if you served in the military or maybe just because you've been fighting these people for over 10 years, going to bed every night thinking that they're going to get an opportunity to throw your shit out in the yard in front of everybody. Or if you're thinking that even though Neil don't believe in giving up, I might have to give up to avoid having everybody see my shit thrown out in the yard. Okay, so if you invest in this program, follow along, I don't think it's worth it. And what I found is, and I'm just gonna let me take a drink of my water. I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and tell you. I've had people tell me, "Oh no, the court did this. They ignored that. They don't, Now I know they ignore stuff, and I'm not. This ain't my first rodeo. I mean, I spent 33 months trying to get my ass home from, trying to protect my ex-wife from stupid shit that was, So I know that their main goal is to win. Our main goal is not to win. Just work with me here. Your goal can be to win when you when you got all the cards, when you're the one with the whistle, okay? When you don't have shit and they're not going, oh, so our goal is not to win. Our goal is to punch them in the face with the real facts and force them to deliver the deed to your house, like the law says. Force them to deliver the deed to your house. Okay, but the problem with that we're finding out, and I found out firsthand in working with Julie, is that, the clerk's down there doing some whatever. So that's what this is about. The Clerk's Trap. Well, I'm probably gonna have to change that because the title is a little. I'm not gonna be able to advertise it like that. But I'm on my own channel and I can call it whatever the hell I want because that's what it is. So I went down there with this young lady and I actually got some summonses. Well, I got a subpoena, but I was trying to get summonses and I did some other things for some cases that we already have filed a few weeks earlier. I decided to file because they were giving a hard time in this small ass town. So I decided to file her stuff in the main court in Prescott, in the big court. Yeah. And I told her, yeah, we're gonna go there because they're honest. And she looked at me and started laughing. Okay, but I'm going to tell you where I'm at with this before I even get to the stuff. Okay, the problem is we filed it there. They moved it over to the shitty court where they were giving her a hard time, and she wanted to sue the judge at. And when they told me they moved it to Camp Verde, Arizona, it didn't really dawn on me because Julie hadn't, or maybe she had, but it didn't dawn on me, whatever. When I got home, she said, oh, yeah, well, we'll deal with it. Okay, so we go to Camp Verde, and Julie is going to file a supplemental pleading because she wants to add the judge over there to the RICO lawsuit that we got. So we got two new lawsuits. Okay, we got the one we're talking about now to jam the clerk's ass up for doing most of the stuff that gets done to most of you, in my opinion. And then I had the RICO lawsuit that I put together before this one. It was the original one that we sent out to everybody to block the eviction process. Now, they were already driving over to this young lady's property and delivering to her the 5-day notice to vacate. Wait, they called her. It was 3-4 weeks ago or whatever, or a few weeks before we started working together, to let her know they sold her house. Well, she had filed a lawsuit. It was, but she went through the bankruptcy court to buy time to get the lawsuit, whatever. And so in the video, I said she's in 4 different courts. I'm not lying or bullshitting or exaggerating. And when you get right down to it, there was actually a 5th one, and we'll talk about that. I'm trying to convince you all about the 4, right now. So how do you keep up with that? And then they had all these shell corporations switching who was doing the eviction. And then, well, the first I wouldn't even call it document, paper they sent talking about she had 5 days to vacate. She brought it in, so I just got this. I don't know how long she'd had it, but she used to be a real estate appraiser, and she's all over the word. I haven't met many people that talk to me about the words. She started talking about the words one day. I'm oh, Lord. Yeah, so she brought it in and she gave it to me, and I looked at it and I started writing down the dude's name. I'm looking him up. Yeah, we're going to bust his ass. So she comes back a little while later. She said, did you look at that? I was yeah. I said, well, number one, process server don't tell you need to get off the property or you need to do stuff Julie and call you by name. They tell you I'm a process server. Here's your shit. Don't shoot me when I turn my back to leave. Okay, excuse to shooting. Be mean. Whatever. Anyway, so Julie looks at it. I'm already typing some stuff, getting ready to rock and roll. She said, did you see the whole thing? Yeah, I think it did. And then it dawned on me. how she is. And yeah, so underneath, and I'm sharing this for the people who have gone through this too. They think you have a condition or whatever, or they think you're scared because you're nervous as hell, and then they start screwing with you with their predatory conduct bullshit to try to, that's why I'm sharing with you. Okay, so I'm like, okay, dude, what? She says, well, right here underneath the number in really small print. I had to get my glasses on to see that shit. It was the logo from the law firm. The damn logo from the law firm. And the law firm that was doing the eviction process, or that. Well, let me back up. It was from the law firm that was going to do the unlawful detainer eviction process in the justice court, which is like municipal court. Municipal court, the justice court gets its judicial authority from the damn city ordinance. Are you kidding me right now? And yeah, that's total BS. They don't have jurisdiction to do shit. And they don't have jurisdiction to make a determination on any property cases, let alone something filed in federal court, whether it got moved to federal court or was filed in federal court. It was filed in bankruptcy court. It was, there was 4. We're going to go with 4 courts right now. And I'm going to say the 5th one for another video. Yeah, anyway, so how does all that start? How do you get to that? How the hell do you get to that? Now, I tell you guys, we're here to address we're here to address not what they did, but why they're able to do what they did. Okay, so this is a whole lot of complicated shit. But I played football and I boxed when I was in college 100 and something years ago, whatever. So I'm not that complicated. So I'm just gonna keep it simple. The clerk, and you can look at this from the business. The clerk is the first point of contact with your asses when you go to the court. The clerk has more power than the judge in a judicial setting, in my opinion. Not in an administrative setting. Ain't nobody got no power in an administrative setting. So we just so y'all ask and keep up with me, okay? But here's the thing. In an administrative setting, the clerk's number one job is to control the court's assets. Money. Oh, come on now. For you people. We look at it as assets because that's, okay, to control the court's money. So if you look at your paperwork, and I'd like people to, like next week or in the next live stream that I have, it'll be before a week, in the next couple of days. I'd like people to look at their paperwork from their shit that got dismissed or told they need to change stuff or told that they didn't have it right or what if they didn't have the right stuff on there. They waited too long. They didn't respond. You didn't state a claim for relief. I don't give a crap what the excuse was. That the clerk, look at that shit. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Oh, coach, but mine's signed by the judge. I don't give a crap. If the judge signed it, this shit still can kick their ass. Work with me. Did the judge provide a finding of facts and a conclusion of law for the decision that they made to help save the clerk or to piss off the I still got the clerk in there. This is about the clerk. So I ain't switching off to, but I can drag the judge's ass over here or anybody else's ass that assisted this. In this case, I'm suing the clerk's supervisor, not only for the 42 U.S.C. and administrative for violating Administrative Procedures Act of 1946 and whatever, and I'm suing for defamation because I'm standing here with my customer, telling her that you can file this supplemental pleading. It's just like filing an amendment, but you're not asking them for shit. You're not kissing their ass. And the amendment shit they put in under their statutory BS that we're not subject to following unless you agree. Okay, then you have to ask the judge whether or not, and the judge says, no, you can't amend it. So you're done. You go sit down and throw your shit in the yard. I don't think so. Okay, so the clerk, and I'm letting my friend do this herself because she's been beat down for 11 years. And finally is facing, well, not now, but was. I don't know. Anybody been to a house in a couple of weeks since what I did was I did the shit backwards. Instead of filing everything in court and waiting for them to be served, because they're going to show up at her house delivering a couple of times. Bullshit telling her she needs to leave the property. She needs to move out. So what happened to the unlawful detainer shit that's supposed to go through, which is total bullshit anyway. That's what we've been talking about the whole time I started talking about. Okay, they're going to skip right past that. Well, why would they do that? That's been my question the whole time. Why would they do that? I know her. I've been working at her. She has a pretty hard head, like mine. Well, since I walked into this, I'm gonna have to say that mine possibly is a little harder. Mine is bigger. Okay, whatever. Okay, never mind. Okay, so the problem is she's a leader. She knows they're on some bullshit and she's not putting up with it. But the clerk refused to file her stuff. The clerk this, that. I go down there and they tell me that. Oh, hell no. Maybe it's a good thing the camera or whatever having a problem today. Oh, so the supervisor clerk lady, Miss Heather or something, came out and told me, you can't file that. You can't file something, please. You have to file an amendment. I'm like, excuse me? Oh, those are the rules, whatever. Oh, so the rules, are these the local rules or are they the federal rules civil procedure? Well, I'm not here to discuss, and she got all attitude in me. I don't have to discuss the rules with you, whatever. Okay. The clerk told me I couldn't file a pleading unless I removed the judge's name. She said I don't have to explain the rules. Not only the judge's name, she wanted me to change the title of my pleading from supplemental pleading to an amendment. That's when I realized I was dealing with a trap, not a legal process. Oh, this trap shit can go a whole bunch of. If this happened to you, have you ever been bullied, gaslit, well, you know what gaslighting is, okay? Or blocked at the clerk's window. This isn't just annoying. This is unconstitutional. I built this lawsuit called the Clerk's Trap to fight back. I call it the condition, okay? Because I got Tony, Tom, and my friend Julie all in the same boat. And one of the things that they have in common is that the anxiety from this, and a couple of these people were military veterans and suffer from PTSD, and I don't know, I think, and a couple of them, but they all have to, they get a little maxed out when they get, and so, the clerk's used to you. That's why they send the shit to the same location. They want the same fools to be able to do what they're doing over there to you because they know you and they know not, whatever. And then if you have a meltdown or you start crying or you just show fear, it's a wrap. Then they're going to continue treating you like shit and hope that your condition, that's what they call it when you think that you're going to have your shit thrown out in the yard. Some people like start screaming. Some people, they just see it in your eye. They see that shit in your eye. It's like the deer in the headlights when the brights come on. They see it. Oh, and it makes their day because now they know it's just a matter of time before you give up because you have the condition. Ow. But you guys that know me know what kind of asshole I am. I mean, person. Oh. The only condition that I would go out of my way to help someone with, like I'm doing this young lady, it's the condition that you get when you're taught never to give up. When you're trained never to give up. So the damn clerk's not a judge. The clerk is not a judge. I know, Coach, you said the clerk has more power. This is like when people contact me, I tell them, if you invest in a premium package, you got to watch this video. You can't watch all those other videos. Oh, wait, no. And what am I telling you now? The real-time feedback has helped us do what we're doing right now. And I said us because, my ass ain't doing online. I mean, they did try to shut me down like 3 times. And my ass was in the line. Okay, but the clerk, the clerk don't have any authority to make a determination on your pleading. And I'm going to take a drink of it. Neither does the judge because the shit is in their administrative court. Now, in theory, the judge should be the one, okay? But in my head, if I'm going down that road, I'm just going to throw it all on the table right there at the gate. But I didn't do that. I didn't do that because, well, I didn't need to. And I didn't want my customer to drive home and worry about me being in jail in this little. But I had an extra pack, and I have it I have it right here. I was going to show you guys. I have an extra packet of paperwork that has just lines on it where people just fill in the information that they need. It's how, if they want to haul, if I'm going to throw right now, if y'all ass want to haul me off to jail for helping people, then I'm going to be helping people get out of jail while I'm there, because that's how I got the hell out last time. Yeah, I mean, but I'm gonna be way more effective right now because I already got the shit lined out. All I gotta do is go fill it out. I'll get free commissary protection so I can talk shit or whatever. Okay, so the clerk does not have authority, but somehow the clerk thinks they can rewrite your lawsuit. This $300 kit puts them in check, and I call it the clerk's trap. I wanted to call it the condition because they think you have the condition that you're ready to give up. The condition that your ass has is you ain't having it, and your people, somebody, maybe they're somebody dad name taught them not to go. So that's the condition. Okay. And it's already stopping the court sabotage in places like Arizona, Texas, California. And I'm going to be leaving my own. I'm going to be leaving a review for myself on this, and also for I didn't think about this until the other day for my foster kid, and when we forced them to drop their divorce proceedings after, and he had already had 4 months filed demand dissolution or whatever anyway. So yeah, so yeah, I get to give, and so this is one of the beauties about doing this myself. Okay, I know when I choose someone to do this for, I know what kind of fighter they are. I know about the family. I've communicated with them for a long period of time. And when you communicate with someone that's already in a self-protect mode, you get a chance to see what they're really about. You do. You get a chance to see what they're really about, because a lot of people, when you get in that mode, they're looking for somebody else to blame. They're not looking to punch somebody in the face. Okay, so the clerks are not lawyers. They're not judges, but somehow the clerks think they can rewrite the lawsuit. So this puts them in check. You don't need to have permission to use your rights. Ouch. You don't need to have permission to use your rights. That's control. Okay, that's control. You don't need to have permission to exercise your rights. And you don't need a damn attorney either. Click now, file this, and make sure they never do this again. I'll tell you right now. When you jam up the clerk supervisor and you add the other parties that we found to add the head supervisors from the corporation. Don't let the clerks win. And I always say we can't win because we don't own them and they're not going to vote for us. But you can sure take their ass out, man. Go sit down. That's it. They count on you walking away. They count on you having the condition. Well, the wrong condition. When the clerk refused to file your filing, when they said you can't do that, or judges has to approve it first, they were enforcing. They weren't enforcing the law. They were enforcing their administrative policies. They were not protecting themselves. They were actually making money off of you. That's it. They're making money off you, and putting themselves in a position to finish the job that their program was structured to do, which is take your property or jam you up for whatever it is that you're there addressing. This is just the one document in thing. It's actually designed to be used with, using other documents or whatever. Or, first time the clerk refuses to give you a hard time. Bam! We learn how to cut to the chase. Nip it in the bud with the bud nippers. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the Clerk's Trap lawsuit, and I love this because I'm sure they're going to make me change it when I try to put it online. It gives you everything you need to expose and challenge their abuse under 42 U.S.C. 1983, the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946. And when I update this in a few, when I update this, and when I do, you guys will be able to get the update. If you invest in this before I update it, you'll be able to get that update over on the coaching group at neighbors_coach. That's where the coaching group, the updates take place. And that's where the communications take place in the private messenger, if it's hot or if there's a situation. Once you figure out you and I figure out how to get that handled, what we need to do, then I post what the situation was and what we did in the group, but I don't put anybody's name on it. I want people to feel comfortable. I can't believe I'm saying it. Okay, I want people to feel comfortable screwing up. Okay? If you don't feel comfortable screwing up, then you're going to be too scared to take a shot at it. And that's going to create a bigger problem. If the clerk sabotaged your stuff or made you change it or did all of that, this document is on sale right now. And I actually have the RICO document also. I'll be getting it listed in a few days. And it's going to be on sale until we get the RICO premium package. I'm going to have a RICO foreclosure, a real estate deed package, and then I'll have a RICO foreclosure offense package. And it ain't nothing about. Well, the first one is defense because I need to have people be able to find it. The second one, and then we also have the writ of mandamus foreclosure eviction package where you can go in and address the stuff. No matter how long ago you were kicked out of your house, that's the foreclosure writ of mandamus, and Marquita's using it, and so is Keisha. I haven't heard from them in a week or so I don't know how things are going. With Keisha, when I last talked to Marquita, she had them in default. She had them in default, and she was pretty excited. And so was I. So we're just gonna wait till we hear from her. So if you've ever been blocked, humiliated, and in this case, my friend standing there and and my customer and my friend, so that made it worse. And they're telling me some bullshit. Okay, we did the check down. The bottom line is get your stuff filed. Whatever you got to get filed, you can't leave there with it. In the worst case scenario, and they tried to do this in the end because I provided copies for the judge's chambers, and I wrote judge's chamber on the front of it, and then some smiling happy faces. And when we were leaving, I handed the lady those, and the boss had left, and so the lady at the window didn't know what to do. She said, "Oh, and she was going to say we can't take those." And so my friend saw me walking off, so she walked off. Yeah, and so we left. Leave them there. They're on record accepting that shit, taking it. They can do whatever the hell they want to. We learned that from somebody else too. Okay, all this stuff I'm telling you guys, unless it's the criminal shit, then I probably either read it or learned it or like that. And so you leave it there. They called him later and told him they had to file it because their pro se attorney told, what the hell's I'm the pro se. I did, yeah. Okay, so they're full of shit. But they did file it. If you leave it there, they have to take it. They hand it back to you, you take it back. You're agreeing with them that you don't want to have it filed. So if you ever been blocked, humiliated, or forced to change your lawsuit, this wasn't a fluke. This happens everywhere. The pattern of abuse. And these people, there's people. I mean, I've been doing this for a minute, and there's a huge pattern of abuse just from what people have told me. And the laws they're violating, 42 U.S.C. 1983, the APA 1946, separation of the. I mean, I could go on. I mean, yeah, the Tucker's Act, which is another federal law, Florida Agent Registration Act requires the judges and all of these people to be. Okay, how the clerk trap stops it. So, walk them through the structure of the lawsuit, the unconstitutional, the emergency, the statement of emergency, constitutional emergency statement. The constitutional emergency statement is, okay, so we already talked about the structure of the lawsuit or whatever, and the constitutional emergency statement is bad ass, and we've added it to all of our premium packages. The constitutional emergency statement forces the court to move your shit up to the higher court. It forces them to move your case up to the higher court, and it also forces them, the higher court, to strip away the administrative bullshit that you were putting up with down there, and only rule on the constitutional issues. That's what it said when I read about it. I didn't finish reading, but I was so happy, whatever. So, but I read most of the, and yeah, that's a problem for them. Okay, because now it gets moved up to higher court. And okay, but keep in mind that the higher court's going to try some bullshit too. So that's and then you're demanding your damages in the back of the lawsuit. And this is really the area where you can add anything that you want. But in my head, instead of adding damages or adding your own personal things or whatever, I would stick to the words that's in the document. Now, if you want to add damages, just add more money amount. Okay, but remember, the number one goal here is to stay in your house. Number one. Number two goal is to get your deed out of their office, to get shit unregistered, because their statute says that whatever. So that's number 2. And then number 3, whatever the hell you have in there after that, illegal expenses or some pain and suffering if they threw your shit out in the yard and you had to go through all that embarrassment or whatever. So, and who knows? Maybe there was a family member. I've had people who had family members on life support system that got rolled out in Okay, so you can download this today for $300 and file it yourself and get it served this week. And then the coaching done for anything that's under $1,500 in the coaching group at neighbors_coach. I don't take phone calls for these. Okay. I'm doing a deal tonight to where during the live stream, I got this package on sale. I had it on sale. I mentioned that in the stream, and it's still on sale. I'm not gonna mention what the sale price is because that shit's gonna change when I click. Well, after I click and go to the bathroom. Oh, it's going to change. And I mentioned in the thing before I had the stream that sell price. Oh, and if you invested in the program and you missed the sale price, then you can shoot me an email and write in the subject title your checkout number or whatever, so that I can reference that. And then I'll send you a link where you can buy the document for half of the price that I have it in the ad. Or you can go get it right now on the sale price before I change it, which obviously has to be less. I didn't think about all that when I was setting this up. Shit, I should have started like 9 million that I could do check down to the. Okay, sorry. All right, so that's what we got. Zell Delane, since you my first one here, you should email me. Send me an email and tell me your YouTube name, and I got something for you. Thank you, Frederick, for being here. And so, Frederick, you're the only one that paid that got in the training program. So I want you to email me or just text me. We've already been communicating because you're past the red light on getting blocked if you text me. So you got to get past that red light. Text me and let me know what you'd like to know to help you with the project that you're doing, the projects, because I know you're doing several that you're doing, and then I can probably add that in, because what I'm going to teach, you'll catch on real fast. So I want to know what you'd like to learn or would like to have me help you understand better, to help you with, it's got to be like an overall thing or whatever it is. Because right now you the man. So we're going to make it about what you need, and I'm thinking maybe next week sometime, or excuse me, this week, at the end of this week, we'll go ahead and get that done. Just you and I do it on Zoom. So thank you for investing in the program, and anybody that invests in the program, I really would appreciate, especially if you invest in this package tonight, I would appreciate a Google review in a couple of days. The Google review should outline how you felt before you got the package, how you felt after you looked at the power of the package, and how you felt about comparing what you got to the things that attorneys tell you, and then later on you can do a follow up and tell us how things went when you stuck this shit in their face. So now, if they respected you or not, I'd like to know when you start having fun. Mm-hmm. You guys better get your asses over there to the website. That's going across the bottom of the screen right there, winningcourtnow.com, and get this before I get done. Yeah, I got stuck in the kitchen. Holy crap, the food. I made meatballs from organic beef that we invested in a while back. And then I was almost ready. All right, Junk, welcome to the show tonight. So I did too much moving around in front of my camera, and so it was all jacked up, and I would have had to shut my machine down to reset the whole thing. So I didn't want to do that. We just decided to roll with what we had. And I got on my pink shirt with, and got my hair cut today, but that's all right. And this program, you got to be willing to do whatever it takes. I have people contact me today, and they, said, oh, well, I finally got together like $300 to get the foreclosure package. I said, well, yeah, I do the coaching over here because I don't take phone calls for that or whatever. Oh, well, I'm not on social media. I'm like, well, if you're not willing to do whatever it takes, please don't spend your money over here. Man, why are you going to tell me that? Coach, I like to go in, but I don't think I never done that. I'm not over there. No, Coach ain't trying to hear none of that shit. You better hop your ass up there and figure out what you need to do to get that social media and to do that shit. Because I'm not going to do things different just for you because you're not on social media. I understand. Hop your ass over there and get that shit done. Well, my dog, I guess in your case, we don't get to the testimony shit because we sue the state, the government, we sue the prosecutor, we sue the judge, we sue all of them at the gate. By adding them as plaintiffs to the counterclaim that you get in the premium package. So now all of them are parties to their own shit in the counterclaim for $200 million. And you haven't had to serve a single party. You haven't had to kiss nobody's ass for filing an amendment. You haven't had to serve nobody or nothing. Okay, that's the first step. Okay, and then after you get done with that beat down, the real lawsuit is filed in federal court, and they're all served. And then when you get in the federal court, you demand that the federal court judge order their asses to the settlement table. And you do that because everything you get from me, every single document you get from me, it should only take one document to crush the state court process because we use federal case law and federal acts, which bring criminal liability to the table, and they can't respond to federal case law with statutes and codes. Okay, and then you're also suing the parties that are doing all of the stuff or whatever. So tampering with evidence, they can tamper with whatever the hell they want to, man, because they have you in the administrative court. You don't have any damn rights in the administrative court. They operate off the local rules that they put together for your ass. It's supposed to be for them too, but they ain't following them. They ain't following them. Where the local rules come from? The local rules came from the Supreme Court. I know. All of those people with the dresses. I mean, the black, they go home and burn shit, I'm sure. Okay, those local rules are not connected to the Constitution. They're not connected to if you want to stop that shit, add the Supreme Court to your shit. Add the judge ass to your shit. I mean, when you come and tell me this, that's telling me you're going on down through there, and not very many people can do that. Well, nobody can. I'm just going to tell you right now. Nobody can, because I got to stretch out. Because they do whatever the hell they want to if you don't sue their asses. You have to sue the corporation that's paying their ass, that's paying everybody. Then you have to sue the people that are being paid on the top level. And then you have a board of supervisors or a board of trustees or a board of something. We're suing them now. We're also suing the county recorder's office. And we're also the county. There's like 7 or 8 people now that we're adding to stop the eviction process. So I'm going to need to add those people anyway to the other stuff. But if you're to the point where the clerk is forcing changes, I mean, this document is for that. That's what I put together for that. And so they're not tampering with witnesses. Tampering with witnesses would be a word that you would use in a judicial setting. When you're in an administrative setting, it's called paying snitches. Okay, sorry. But I think you see the point. So I don't even, they're doing this because, and this is my opinion. I don't know your situation or whatever, but this happens when you go along in the program and you don't stop the court process with stuff that we have or whatever. So I don't know if you invested in my program or in my stuff. I don't think that we've talked about this in the coaching section at Neighbors _ Coach, which is where, if you invested in the premium packages, then we should be talking whenever there's something that you've looked up, researched, and have a game plan on how to attack. And then we come to the table to make sure that our heads are in the same place. That's how that works. If you don't do your research and come to the table with, this is what they did, this is what I found, this is what I think that I need to do to kick their ass, what do you think? I can't help you. Or then just me telling you what to do. If you come to the table with that, then now I can take that in my head and figure out where you are. Okay, you're looking good. You might want to do this. You might want to change that. As opposed to, well, I don't know how the other situation would go because I can't read your mind. Now we're back to what I talked about at the top of the gate. If you don't know the right words, then you're not going to make it through none of that shit, and you're not going to be able to tell me this in the end. And when you're talking to me in the end, if you don't use the right words, I'm going to tell your ass. I'm going to tell you right now, no, that's not the right word. And some people think I'm being an asshole. And I am. I am, because my ass is on the line. If you don't use the right words, then I might misunderstand you and tell you some shit that's not going to help you. Ew. Back to my ass. Okay, sorry. I'm just. Now, if I make a mistake or something or whatever, I got no problem owning up to that, because you can't be a badass, expect everything to go perfectly fine all the time. All right, but you know what? If I make a mistake because somebody didn't use the right words, then then it's still on me. But we don't do that, because that means that I'm getting my ass kicked and you're getting your ass kicked too. And I feel the freaking punches. I do. I feel the punches and I take it personally. Personally. Because this is my passion, this is my job. So I do. I take it personally. And some people don't understand that. And you tell me I'm an asshole or whatever. Okay. If you don't do your homework, if you don't understand, our goal is to stop the court process, not to go in their thing, not to do these things, and not to, our goal is to stop the court process, because you don't have a chance in hell of going down the road with their shit. It's just my opinion. Because the whole process is designed to do just what they're doing right now. So I'm going to suggest that you guys get over and get this, and if I haven't put it in it yet, I'm not going to, but if the people that been jacked by the clerk a long time ago, at the end of the week, we'll have the update in there. Or you can get the document now and save your money, and then go to the coaching group. And then when I put the update that we're going to do to reflect, the fraudulent concealment. Fraudulent concealment. Remember, we talked about this at the top of the show. Y'all asked to keep up with me right now. Fraudulent concealment is a legal doctrine and tolls the statute of limitations. So we just use it as part of the lawsuit before the 42 USC. Okay, attorneys don't tell you can do that. I'm like, shit. If that shit will toll the statute of limitations, we're suing them for that shit too. Everything was fraudulently concealed from you. Okay, so that means that you can use this document to attack the court after you put the fraudulent concealment stuff in there. Anytime, it doesn't matter how long ago it was. Ouch! And we did the same thing with the writ, and we did the same thing with the premium foreclosure law, and the statement emergency constitution moves it up to the higher court. So now all that administration stripped. I'm getting a little worked up. I'm getting a little hot over here in the kitchen. That's how we roll. Okay, I'd like to beat them until they give up, but some people, like my friend Julie, she's been beating them for a long time now. She just wants to knock the ass out. So for her, we put together the RICO foreclosure offense lawsuit package. It's going to be half price of $1,500. It's a premium package. And if you're interested in that, before I get it posted on the website, because I still have to post the RICO package, the RICO lawsuit, before I get to that one. But, email me and just tell me you're interested in the RICO package. Tell me you're interested in the premium RICO foreclosure offense package, and then I'll get it over to you with a link where you can go ahead and pay and get it before actually, because I got a couple things. Wait. Nikki, welcome to the stream tonight. Yeah, so and so we got some new shit going down, and this package right now, I'm talking about right now that we're I'm probably gonna have to change the name to be able to get it on Taluba or on Google AdWords or whatever, because I know they ain't gonna like the name. Oh, I know they ain't gonna like the name that we got on it. There it is, right there. And you guys should also go and get. You should also go to the website and get the. If you don't have your bar card, get your federal bar card off the website for $75. Okay, but this fire right here is on sale less than what I said I was going to give it to people that already paid to get in the group for. I mean, that already invested. If you already invested in a premium package and you paid $800 or $1,500 or more, then you can email me and I'll send you this for half of the $299. Or just trying to keep it real because I ain't trying to throw nobody under the bus over here. Okay. Or you can get that shit right now. Well, I got it marked down to a price that I don't even want to say. Because it's making me dizzy to think that I have it that low. Okay, but if you invest in this shit tonight, I expect you to leave me a video review. Email it to me to the website to the email address on my website. And it don't have to be no long. You don't even have to have your face in it. I don't give a shit. As long as I know who it came from. Oh, that would, otherwise I might have to revoke y'all's permission on day 4, day 2, day. Okay, just send me. I'm putting this to get, so I need people to know how freaking powerful it is. And I always wanted to have like one document, okay? One document. Kick these people's ass and stop the shit. So this is like being at the gate. Your ass is at the gate right now because the clerk is the one that takes that shit and starts it. The clerk is the one that took the attorney's shit and filed it knowing that they don't have no right to even be coming after you. They know that shit. The clerk is the one. Oh, the ammunition. It's not the judge. It's the damn clerk. It's the clerk. The clerk's the one starting. All of everything starts. Okay, I think y'all. I know y'all ain't here listening because y'all over there getting that shit. Okay, and I gotta pay my rent here in a little while. So get over and get that shit. The clerk. Oh, just think. And I thought about this too. After I filed it, I had to drive 1 hour and 45 minutes to file the shit against the clerk for telling me I couldn't file the shit in the first, whatever, making me tell. And then on the way back home or to my friend's place, y'all has to know that I was thinking about driving over there and giving them assholes, and I'll pay the 17 cents a page or $17. I didn't know whatever the hell they charge you for it. So they can get a file stamp copy of what I just filed against them. Oh, wait. And then I got to thinking they already got it. Because the clerk, Miss Heather, or whatever her name was, she didn't want to tell me her last name. So when I was over at the other town, I put the clerk over there, parentheses, at clerk supervisor, excuse me, over there. So then the young lady had to get her supervisor and had a call over there and talk to that supervisor. So I had a supervisor talking to the supervisor. Yeah. So that witch with a W, y'all keep, she already know what the hell we filed up in her face. But y'all ass know me. I was gonna take the shit over there anyway. I was dressed really nice, and I had my extra pack to get free commissary until I got out. But it was 5:30, and I still had 45 minutes to drive to get home, and I was hungry and thirsty. So I sacrificed and just came on home, and was very happy because everything got delivered, shit got filed, and now I have two documents that got sent out today. And now the ball's in their court. So if the clerk jack you around, it's time to get up off the ground. Okay? It's time to stop taking their punches. And you can't afford what I'm asking for this tonight. I don't know what the hell to tell you. Okay. Okay, I got to get out of here. It's I'm getting thirsty again, and I'm out of water. And I can't see myself in my really nice tie and shit. Like, damn it. Okay, but the most important thing is right now we're bringing fire to the table, and we are. So thank you guys for the value of sharing your time, and I'm gonna roll on.